and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Knows in this gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It's Akia Mahalaya coming back with just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Uh, as you see on my counter here, is a bunch of herbs, digestive bitters, things that's good for colon cleansing, and pretty much cleaning every organ in the body, as the scriptures goes into basically having a sound body is above gold. You know, also to continue sickness, it's better to die than to be continually sick, because in Babylon, man, we have been conditioned to eat a lot of processed foods, drink a lot of tainted water, and the list goes on from, going to the doctors, getting the, what put in us, and, we're just all messed up. So what really encouraged me, which I've been on a health kick since I was a teenager for real. But what really inspired me to do this video was when the Apostle Gabar and Apostle Tahar was, when they pretty much broke down the whole thing about the digestive and about the getting the yeast out of your gut. There was this guy that they got the particular herbs from, and that's the spirit, because I saw his page, and I actually screenshotted it a couple of weeks ago because I was going to get some herbs off of him. Dealing with the Candida cleanse, which basically is a lot of yeast and overgrowth bacteria in the gut. So this is just a couple of herbs, man, that brothers can pick up, in case they may be suffering from digestive issues and just body ailments in general, which, the scriptures say the herbs are created for the service of men, and he that is wise will not abhor them. So this is just my kitchen. It's a little mess right now because I've been experimenting with different concoctions and stuff like that. But basically, starting here, this is what you call melanin, okay, which I got from All Natural, which is something that Dr. Sabi actually recommended, which is melanin, which gives you the directions of use, which, you combine 1 teaspoon with 8 ounces of hot distilled water. Me personally, I use spring water because spring water is good for the digestive tract. Okay, it's less processed. And distilled water is more like something like an irrigation clean. It's like when you want to clean out your nose or like your inner ears and your eyes and stuff like that. You use more of like a distilled water. But basically, this is melanin root, which is good for the organs. It's good for the stomach, the sympathetic nervous system. Gives you a complete balance once you take it constantly. Because one thing about herbs, they take time to kick in. And it makes sense because for the simple fact of all the poisons we put in our body. Okay, so this is just a little quick list of herbs. Like you got some which is called Cascara Sagrada, which is basically a digestive bitter. Then, of course, brothers out there, you know about the dandelion leaf, and just a still shot of this, in case brothers want to pick up some of this. Because we know dandelion is pretty much like it's like an aspirin almost. It's like a painkiller. Like oftentimes if you go out in your backyard or your front yard, you see dandelions, flowers or shrubs that grow up out of the ground. You can actually boil those and you can put them in an oven and you can boil it and make a tea out of it. It's pretty much equivalent to aspirin, if not better. Here you got what they call the guaco slices, which this is pretty bitter. Okay, then I have the chaparral, which is the same concept. 1 teaspoon, 8 ounces of distilled water. Steep for 15 minutes and let cool, and you drink it up to 3 times a day. And of course, this is the activated charcoal. I got to keep that on deck because activated charcoal, what it does is it binds the elements in your stomach, and it binds like the bacteria, and it filters it through the bloodstream. So definitely activated charcoal is something that's good for digestion or digestive issues, which what you see on the counter is nothing but bitter herbs, digestive herbs. Also, you can use activated charcoal as a toothpaste. As we know, charcoal is a cleansing agent. Okay, and you got sage leaf tea, which is good for the nervous system. Kind of calms it down, give you a balance, helps you to kind of rationalize through certain thoughts, as well as peppermint, which is soothing for the digestive tract. Peppermint tea, sage leaf tea. You got flaxseed, which I don't really have to explain that one. Brothers should know what flaxseed do. Basically, 454 milligrams is 1 pound. Just good for the digestive tract, and this is all around health and well-being. Elderberry, good for inflammation, of course. Then we got the St. John's wort, which your brother put me on this. Pretty good stuff, man. Which cools the digestive tract, as well as the fennel seeds. And these are actually good, man. I mean, fennel seed leaves. I mean, not fennel seed leaf, but fennel seed, the whole husks. These are pretty good, and they have a very potent smell to it. Like a lot of people use these like in Italian dishes. So like if you go to like Italian restaurants or, homemade pieces, a lot of times people put this in there to kind of bring out the flavor of the pasta. But me personally, I boil it in a tea, which actually I had some preparing here. I let this steep for like 8 hours overnight. And you let all the medicinal uses, and this is basically what it turns out when you let it steep for some time. Like I believe in letting the herbs steep, simmered, and let it steep, and that way all the medicinal properties will pretty much be present in this drink here. I was recommended to drink what I think is like 4 ounces 3 times a day. So roughly eyeballing it, this may be about 6 ounces because this is a 16-ounce mason jar, which this is half of it. So this would be roughly 8 ounces. So this is 16 ounces. So this would be roughly 8 ounces. So I drink about that, 3 times a day, 4 ounces a day. So 4, 8, 12, that's 12 ounces, not even a whole jar. And it's also good to have mason jars on deck, because, just when when you want to get your herbs out there, when you want to do what you got to do, mason jars is always the good concept. It's better than plastic, and unfortunately, I don't have a big glass mason jar, so I had to use this, which is BPA free, but glass is always a better option. Okay, then of course, you got the turmeric. Turmeric is just good for inflammation in general. All right, like turmeric, this shit is like a superfood. Turmeric, you put it in your food. Like oftentimes when I cook my eggs, I put it in all my food, any chicken or eggs or any spices. It's basically a spice, and it's good for inflammation of the body. You take a tablespoon of turmeric, you put it in some water, and you drink it throughout the day. You'd be surprised on how the body soothes itself. All right, and of course eucalyptus, eucalyptus is good for pain. Psyllium husk. That's psyllium whole husk. Basically, this is a dietary fiber. Okay, psyllium husk is nothing but fiber, which, the food today, it lacks fiber. It lacks the particular digestive enzymes in order for you to break down your food. One thing I was suffering from at the beginning of the year was that my gut microbiome was off because my stomach wasn't acidic enough. So I wasn't able to digest my food. So I was having pains, like I was having heart attacks, man. I'm like, I'm a pretty healthy dude. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why the hell am I going through X, Y, and Z? But over a course of time, when you constantly are in the elements, you're eating out, and you're just on the go, man. Your body will break down on you. It will tell you when something is wrong. So luckily, I called it through the spirit sooner than later because I didn't know what was going on. Then I was suffering chronic constipation. I was constipated for like a week and a half. Had to go to the emergency room like 3 times. I've never been to the emergency room that many times in my life. But I thought I was having a fucking heart attack, because I'm like, what the hell is going on? Then when they finally did the x-ray of my stomach, they said, well, you were extremely backed up. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not pushing out stool. And it's because, for one thing, the gallbladder, the liver, the pancreas, the digestive system all works in tandem with one another. So if one is off, then the other one's going to overwork to correct an issue to the point your body will just shut down. So while my stomach wasn't breaking down the food, sending it through the gallbladder, it was causing me to get constipated, and I couldn't push out stool for like a week and a half. So, I started getting up on the herbs. The brother put me on the psyllium husks. He said, get the fiber in you, raw fiber, cut off bread, cut off processed shit. And we've been up and running ever since then, And I can honestly say I think I had my first hamburger, like 2 days ago, within like the last 4 or 5 months, maybe, because I had just kind of cut off, which everything is processed for the most part. But like, I haven't been doing really fast food like that. Like I cut all that shit out and just went over to a natural whole diet, cooking on my own and mainly fruits and vegetables, fruit fast, watermelon fast, and also celery juice on an empty stomach does wonders for you, brothers. Okay, celery juice completely repairs the digestive tract in its entirety when you incorporate it as a daily thing. It's not overnight, but in my case, I was seeing improvement in 2 to 3 days because I've already had somewhat of an optimal digestion, but certain things just wasn't functioning properly. So celery juice every day, 16-ounce jar. As I got my juicer here, I got a juicer, so I blend my celery juice and also cabbage juice, which is good for what they call Esau would call IBD, irritable bowel disease, which is basically holes in the digestive tract. They call it leaky gut syndrome. Basically, with the psyllium husk, slippery elm bark, and the what do you call it? The cabbage juice. What it does, it patches up the digestive tract from the esophagus all the way down to the colon. Okay, and it pretty much seals any leaks that you may have in your gut that allows toxins to leak from your gut to your bloodstream, which will cause nausea, headaches, vomiting, lightheadedness, dizziness, any symptom you can think about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, psyllium husks, slippery elm bark, miracle drugs, man, miracles. Celery juice and cabbage juice. All right. So right here is what they call lemon balm leaf. Same thing, good for digestion. Everything you're looking at on the counter is basically digestive health. Okay, because like I said, our digestive system being in Babylon, eating this shit, we all fucked up, man. Okay. Now, one particular herb. Now, this is the most bitter shit I've ever seen in the world. Okay, it's called guillotine root. Okay, this is the most bitter shit I've ever tasted. This is, let me see, what's the worst thing? I mean, you've ever had horseradish for the Passover? That's spicy. That don't compare to this, because this is not spicy, but it's nasty. This is a very, very bitter root, but it's good. It's like good for digestion. This shit builds you back up. The brother put me on a regimen. He said 16 ounces. I said, that's far too much. So my dosage have been cut down to like 4 ounces of this because this is extremely bitter. Like I can't drink this like by itself. It's extremely bitter, but it's called ginseng root. Get that in you, and you'd be surprised on the health benefits that it may have, So yeah, pretty much, got my liver cleanser, my milk thistle, my burdock root, my turmeric. Of course, I got my testosterone here, which, the supplements are okay, but things in a pure base form is a lot better, parasite cleaner, all these things, man, just to give you brothers an insight on, just things you can put in your body to kind of give you a balance, because really you can't avoid none of this shit. The food is poison, the water is poison, the air is poison. And this is why everybody in America is sick, suffering from some type of digestive disease. Like one of the most common surgeries in Babylon the Great is getting your gallbladder removed. Why? Because you don't have the proper digestive enzymes, man. Okay? Colloidal silver. And of course, I got my black seed oil, which is all the way in the back. I'm not going to get that out. But also hibiscus flowers. Hibiscus is good. It's good for blood regulation. Kind of have the same effect as a pomegranate or beets. Anything red is good for the blood. Then my refrigerator, which I ain't really got too much of shit up in here, man. Like I said, I've changed everything up, but of course I got my kefir, my probiotic. I got my protein here, which is peanut butter powder. It is peanut butter powder, almond milk, and 2 bananas. Then of course I got my orange juice and all that shit from the store. The organic eggs and the strawberries, and of course I keep my celery on deck. And also you gotta have some cabbage on deck, red cabbage by the way. And the only thing I drink is water. I don't really drink. I mean, I drink juices, of course you see that, but I don't drink pop or soda and none of that shit unless I'm chasing it like with a drink. But even then I cut out my alcohol consumption. Like we was drinking far too much, and a lot of the problems that brothers have is they're drinking too much, man. Like I drink on the weekend now, unless I'm just having an overly fucked up day at work. But nonetheless, man, these are just my herbs. You could Google the benefits of it. Like I pretty much gave you the benefits. They're all for digestive health. and just all out organ cleaning. So it's really no detail to go into that. But look up these things, when you get a chance. Incorporate some of these herbs into your diet. Like Apostle Tahar and Apostle Gabar said, man, hey, you feel a lot better. And honestly speaking, I feel a hell of a lot better now, than what I did back in the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying? I cut my weight. I'm back. Shit, I got my 25-year-old body back, which, I'm not trying to brag on myself. I've always been in decent shape, good shape. I always had, a nice toned body. But now it's like I'm seeing more of a definition. And I want to say, shit, my weight fluctuated from 154 to like 159, barely 160. A guy my size, I'm 5'7.5". I should be anywhere between 135 and 160 pounds. I was on the far end of that because brothers like, bulk up, bulk up, bulk up. I'm like, I ain't trying to bulk, but that shit slowed me down, which is nothing wrong with the bulk. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? You look stronger, but honestly speaking, I feel better at this weight now. I think I'm probably like, I was at 145 for like the last 3 months. I'm probably like 151 right now. So I think I want to remain like within the 151, 155 range, no less than 145, in that kind of lightweight division. That way I can move a little bit because that's optimal for the way my body functions, because my body requires a lot of energy. I burn a lot of energy due to my body type. I believe you have the ectomorph and you have the one that kind of cuts up, which that's my body type, which requires a lot of carbs and a lot of burning of energy. So I got to stay in shape, But anyway, Lord's will, this was edifying. Just give you brothers a little rundown on, the things that I incorporate myself in, or try to, at least for the most part. And this is the reason why I'm in my 30s and I still look like I'm in my 20s. I'm just talking shit, man. But yeah, man, the scriptures go into a sound body, man, above all things, because shit, you be rich and you sick, you get ready to drop dead. There's no pleasure in that. But it's nothing better than waking up in the morning and feeling good, man. And I can honestly say I feel a lot better, And also one more thing, I got wheat germ. Haven't used it yet, but you can use wheat germ for baking. This could be a substitute for your bread. I stay away from flour, but in certain cases when I want to do like my chicken breast or fry some chicken, I use unbleached flour, organic. Of course, I got my teas here, which you can get this from any store. You can get this from any grocery store, of course, which is throat tea, hibiscus, which I have some of that down there, turmeric, ginger. Also, detox herbal cleaning, which is pretty much it causes you to have bowel movements. Turmeric tea, that shit is good right there. Then of course I got my dried onions and all this other stuff. I got butter powder and all that good stuff, which is completely organic. I got cheese mix, which is not processed at all. It's all natural. My olive oils and stuff, and I got my salad mix and my peanut butter protein and all that good stuff. So that's pretty much it, man. So, I want to read this precept real quick. Sirach 38:4. And it says, the Lord created medicines out of the earth. It says, he that is wise will not abhor them, right? And abhor goes into avoiding, so you don't want to avoid the herbs. You want to take them because the Most High created them for us. This is what we use, because when you use these things, you stay the hell out of the doctor. Like a lot of times if I go for my annual checkups, because it's good to have a physician. It's good to have a primary doctor, especially being in Babylon, because like I said, you may have to go visit them. And I had to visit them a few times to get some blood work done to see what was going on. And everything came back to optimal condition. Even when I was going through my stomach shit, everything was good, but my amylase levels was higher than normal, which deals with the pancreas and gallbladder, because it was a malfunction somewhere. So over the course of time, those things begin to fix themselves. Like my cholesterol levels, excellent. Shit, my blood pressure at my age should be 120/80. I'm like 114/72, sometimes 67, which is perfect. You'd rather be beneath or around the mark than over. So yeah, man, brothers, get some of these herbs, get them in your diets, try to make it a religion, man. Like it's a religion for me every day. I wake up and blend my celery juice and sometimes my cabbage, and I take my ginger shot, which, my ginger shot consists of, I don't know if I showed you, but this right here, it looks kind of nasty, but this is ginger, lemon, and turmeric. All right, and I juice it in my juicer here. As you can see, she's used up. It's kind of dull, but also, keeping the ginger on deck, the ginger and the lemon. So yeah, brothers, man. Incorporate that. Get some of these digestive bitters, put them in your system. And hey, man, just pray to the Lord, because ultimately it's all about Yahweh Shemi Hawashai healing. Because hey, we coming into some times and we got to be in some type of condition to be able to make it through what the hell we getting ready to go through. Now, of course, healing is gonna come back. Brothers are gonna get powers to heal, but ultimately, man, you gotta take care of yourself, man, because nobody else is gonna do it for you. All right. Sirach 30 and 15. Health in a good estate and body are above gold, and a strong body above affinity wealth. Perfect, brother. The water. Kazak Ban Yahweh, John 3, 3 John 1 and 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers. So health is a very big form of our culture. And you got Jake now. Jake is all on this holistic shit. Oh, well, you got to eat this, you got to eat that. Just 2 years ago, before the what kicked off, niggas was eating McDonald's. Now everybody's a goddamn health guru. I don't understand, Jake, but nonetheless, that's our people. You can't really knock them. They supposed to be eating good anyway, but give credit to what credit is due. Y'all didn't come up with this health shit, man. The men of the Lord, apostles, been pushing this since 2007, man. Of course, coconut oil, cold pressed olive oil, grapeseed oil, and avocado oil is okay, but I don't use vegetable oil. I don't use lard. I don't use what's that other shit, man? Canola. I don't use none of that, man. Which vegetable oil does have benefits to it, but see, it's counterproductive because you're not supposed to heat it over a certain temperature. Like people fry chicken in vegetable oil. It's a bad move, man. If you're gonna fry some chicken or something, use coconut oil or use grapeseed oil. No, something more nutritious, something that's designed to get that hot, so you can't get the particular digestive enzymes in your body. Because most time people are sick because they don't incorporate the digestive herbs into their diet. Like in the ancient world, it was known for your body to break down. So this is why we had particular spices and herbs we ate with, so we can be able to digest the food properly. But in America, you go get your goddamn Big Mac or a slice of pizza, it's nothing but goddamn carbs, man. So we got to get up out of here at the end of the day. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here. All praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashimi, Hawashai Bashim Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Shalom.